Good morning, fellow absent traders. This is Jeff, and welcome to the commercial-free daily scan for Thursday, January 22nd, 2015. Yeah, there's no commercials in my videos, and they're totally free. So enjoy. Wednesday's announcements. Here we had housing starts. Came in pretty much in line, a little bit better than expected, but not astronomically or anything like that. Just within, I guess, one standard deviation. Okay, for today we have jobless claims and the petroleum status report, and I think that's it. Yes, that is it. So another quiet day announcement-wise. Tomorrow will also be quiet. Maybe it'll get busy next week. I don't know. I haven't looked at it yet. Let's take a look at what's going on across the ponds. Yeah, this is interesting. I believe, without having only read, I've only read the headlines and not read the actual articles. My assumption is that they want to do a QE over in the European Union, and Germany might decide to not participate. So that could be a factor, and I don't know when that's coming, if it's coming today or not sure. Asia, green across the board, and Europe is mixed, and not excessively. In other words, all these percentages are about 0.5% or less, which is mild, I guess you could say, for movement. Alright, so over here we have, looking at a slightly bullish open. May not work out that way, who knows, but it's looking slight. Green a little bit, and gold is down, which is good for my GLD covered call at this time. Oil is at 47.88. I was at Sam's Club yesterday, and I got gas for $1.80, so that felt pretty good. And the dollar's at 92.8, but the euro keeps sinking. I guess the euro is sinking. If the dollar is holding, the euro is sinking, looking at the pair, because now we're down to $1.16.2. And I don't, I just like looking at it because I like looking at numbers and comparing numbers, obviously, right? The VIX is at 1885, down a tad, I believe. And yesterday was a pretty good day in the market. Not a good day for me because I have negative delta on my option positions here with Tesla, which is in the money and not performing very well right now. I'm not going to panic though until later today. Then we have SPX, which is also down a tad, but not all that bad. And remember, that's almost a 1-to-1 risk reward on that particular trade. So I'm going to be patient on all of these and not panic and bail out, which for me lately anyway, whenever I bail on a bad trade, it's at max loss. And having, if I would have waited, in a lot of cases it recovered and I would not have had any loss. So if you guys have been following me, you know that. If you follow up a little bit later on my panic exits, you'll see that a lot of times it came back and could have gotten out for either minimal loss, no loss, or even a slight profit. So I'm just going to hang in there on these. And we had a bunch that we were watching yesterday that didn't work out. I looked at them in the afternoon, and of course they were all bearish trades, and with the bullish market yesterday, they didn't work out. So let's just jump right over into our scan here. Here's ABX. Actually, the July short call that I have up here at 13 was in the money for a little while yesterday before it ended up pulling back close to what it opened at. So here is the open right here, and here's the close right here. And that's why we get this little, looks like a Sputnik or something. It's not a doji. The wicks are way too long for a doji, so I don't know what you call that. I call that a battle between the bulls and the bears, as they like to talk about on TV. Which is, I mean, that's true. That's true. But it moves around, It'll move up, it'll move down. Sometimes it might even stay the same. Okay, let's start out with Apple. We have earnings, so we're just going to skip on by these ones with earnings. Amazon. It has earnings. It had a big move yesterday, and somebody's trying Charles, I don't know, whatever that guy's name is, that has a lot of money, that buys up a lot of stuff. He's making a big stake in Amazon, and he wants to spin off. I think that headline said AWS. I don't even know what AWS is, and I'm an Amazon freak, but I don't study the company. I just like to trade the stock and buy my stuff through them. Boeing, earnings, Baba, earnings, BIDU, they're still in a setup here. But there's a little bit of concern here, because are we going to stay, is BIDU going to stay bearish here? I mean, we had a little bit of a pickup here where it attempted to recover, and then it came back down, and we had a little bit of a pickup here, and then it came back down. So we're getting bear flags all over the place. Bear flags look like this. Flag pull and flag. So we draw a channel on the flag, and we just draw a line on the pole, just because it makes the story sound a little bit better. Anyway, yes, that's bear flag, bear flag, bear flag, and maybe we're into another bear flag here. So it's staying on the list. Chipotle. A little bit too close to earnings, I think, for my taste. I think I'm going to take them off my concern list here. Costco we were looking at yesterday as well. Although we got the hook on the stochastic, we didn't really get the kind of price movement that we're looking for. So I'm going to leave them on for today and actually put an alert in here. This is a genuine alert. So we got up to our 50%, our new for 2015 50% level here. And we're calling that an alertable trade. And life is good. Okay, Dow. Somebody said that, it's like, I forget how many days in a row or something of positive. And everybody's like, oh, wow, the market's doing really great. No, it's not. Here's where it closed last year. Here's where the Dow closed last year. It's nowhere near. Pretty much the same thing probably with the rest of the indexes too. I don't know where these people are coming from. Gold, we're deep in the money on that. Oops, sorry. Here. On that covered call, we are deep in the money as soon as it comes up here. Okay, there we go. But we have a little bit of a pullback coming up here. So again, we have a little bit of time on that. I'm not going to panic at all with that. Moving on, we have Google. Earnings, LinkedIn. I got earnings coming up, but I don't see it. And we're still in a setup mode on LinkedIn. MNX, we're still in a setup mode there. Netflix, yeah, here's their gap up yesterday. Remember we were talking about that. So what's it going to do? You know, what would you do? I would do nothing. I'm not touching this thing with a 10-foot pole. All right, OEX, the S&P 100. Ooh, we have an alertable trade here. Okay, so now where do we go? Somewhere below the close? Or below the open? I think we should go below the open. I think that below the low is a stretch that we probably would not hit today. So I want an alert in here. Not that I'm going to automatically trade it, but to let me know that it's behaving in the direction that we're hoping that it moves. I should say behaving in a manner that would indicate that it may be giving us our new flag pull down. Flag, pull, flag, flag, pull, flag. So, yeah. It's, OEX looks good. Starting to look a lot like yesterday's list. Priceline. Same thing. And here's the Russell. Well, that's kind of a surprise. We're going to throw an alert on that. Yeah. And here's a pleasant indication here. This is kind of unbelievable considering this particular candle, but I think, I don't know what is calculating this on, but we do have a hook here. And we have maybe the possibility for another entry. Now, this being Thursday, I believe this is Thursday. This is going to be the last day, except for maybe a quick morning trade tomorrow and Friday. So this is the last day. Kind of a good day. You know, I like Thursday trades. I like them a lot. So I may double down on this if we get a move down. So I'll create another alert here. And I think I just got into Tesla too early here, but it is in a setup mode here right now. And I may have been a little too quick to pull the trigger here, but maybe it's backing off. So let's see if we get a little hook here or not. So I'm calling this in a setup mode. And then last but not least is Visa, which has earnings this week, 129. I think that must be next week. Yeah, it's next week because the 30th, I think, is Friday. 31st is Saturday. That's when we head down to Florida. And Monday, February 2nd, the day after the Super Bowl, we'll be in Florida, coming to you from sunny Orlando, I hope. Hope it's warm, muggy, and sunny. All right, that's it for today. Thank you very much for watching. Have a great day, and happy trading.